What's up, everyone? Matt here. Welcome to another episode of Down Once More. It is the final mini episode of May. We're just coming off Memorial Day weekend, and we are going to keep it short and sweet today. I think we're going to mix things up, and not really mix things up, but just kind of change the format a little bit of these mini episodes. We're going to try to keep them around 15-20 minutes, not go on too long. We're giving you a lot of episodes in a month, and if you're like me, you have a lot of other podcasts you enjoy listening to, and it can be overwhelming to try to keep up with everything. So we're going to get you in, get you out this week quick. Just a few updates. First off is how we want you guys to get involved and give us more feedback. So we've talked about throwing suggestions for our set list segments and other segments that we have on here. What we want to do is give you an opportunity to help us pick what movie we're going to do the following month. So we're probably going to start it in July, but we're going to start picking our movies through a random wheel. We are going to each come up with 3 suggestions that we want to do the next month. We're going to put it on a wheel, and we are going to include one suggestion from you guys, the fans, from what you have commented, suggestions on our previous month's random episode that we do together. So from the second week. So for example, if it was going to be June, you would comment on whichever one we did together before the Heathers episode. I don't even remember what all we covered on that one, but all sorts of fun stuff. I think that was when we did the Disney songs draft, but you would comment on that one and we'd accept it from the Heathers one too. And then we'll do another mini separate reel from the suggestions we get and pick one to throw on there. And it'll stay on there until it's selected. And then whichever movie is picked, then the next fan selection for that month will go in its place. So we could get to a point where we have 6 fan picks on there and only one of Rayleigh or I's. But we might do this as well for the set list segments. If there's either a list of we've done Disney, we've done musical. If there's something else you want to see, whether it's give us your perfect pizza toppings, we've already done drinks. Pet peeves is what we have coming up for the June one, so stay tuned for that. A little sneak peek for you. And for our June movie, we have not announced that yet. Stay tuned. We will either announce that in our June mini episode, because June 7th will be our first mini episode of June. Then I'll go into Rayleigh and I, our joint episode, and we will either announce it there, or you might release it on our Instagram and YouTube Shorts as a special clip. So stay tuned to our socials and stay tuned to our episodes, as we hope you always do. One thing, I hate saying it, like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube podcast. It really means a lot to us when you guys do that, when we see our numbers grow. We don't do this for the views. We do it for fun. It's kind of a way with Rayleigh and I, our lives are so busy. It's a way for us to catch up and talk about something we both enjoy and have that in common with us. So we really enjoy it, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We're not going to stop doing it if we don't get views or subscribers or hit those goals. It's a way to show us that you guys are enjoying it. And if you know other people that might enjoy it, send them our way too. Also, I hinted at it the last mini episode, but I have things pretty much solidified. Unless something falls through or there's tech issues, there will be a bonus episode released. I'm not going to do it in place of the mini episode because it's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but I will release a bonus episode on Succession. I've talked about it a couple times on here. I binged the first 3 seasons, and I've been keeping up with this final season as it's going, and I've just been loving it. And so I have a couple friends that I found kind of how Rayleigh and I started this podcast was she made a post about musicals. We started chatting, catching up, finding out we had a lot in common, and both just kind of like to talk and shoot the shit, and that's how this podcast was born. And I had the same thing happen with some friends on Succession. And I feel like these things are always more enjoyable for the listeners when you've got people feeding off the banner banter. You're not just having to listen to my voice constantly. So I think I'm going to have a couple friends join me and do a Succession kind of final season recap, breakdown. We'll probably talk about the season as a whole. And just give our final thoughts on it. We're not going to do a full recap, say, well, in the final episode, this happened, this happened, this happened. It'll be more an overarching thing for season 4 and Succession as a whole. So stay tuned to our socials for that. It'll probably just surprise drop once I get the edit done on I don't think I'm going to do a YouTube exclusive with it, but you never know. So stay tuned. That's why you should subscribe to all of our channels on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, whichever ones, and Instagram. I always post updates on Instagram one way or the other. So that's your best place to stay up to date on news for us. That's the initial housekeeping that I have for this episode. We had this past week on the 23rd, HBO Max did their official merger with Discovery Plus to just create Max. Stupid branding when HBO is your big moneymaker and the name that everyone knows and associates with high quality content. Why you would want to just remove that just blows my mind, but whatever. Good for them. So besides the poor marketing choices and the slight price increase if you want to watch in 4K, I'm all on board for this change because now I can watch Chopped and Cutthroat Kitchen without having to subscribe to something else, which those are two of my go-to shows. I have zero self-control when it comes to those shows. I will sit there, and the other night I started watching it while I was cooking, and it always makes me cook more random stuff because I really enjoy cooking. I hate following recipes, so I always just wing it and throw things together anyways, and watching Chopped helps me be more creative, and so far everything's turned out great. But I started watching Chopped while I was cooking, then watched Chopped while I was eating, and then I had other shows that I wanted to get caught up on, but I was just sucked in to the Chopped vortex, and I watched like 4 episodes of Chopped in a row. So it's gonna be a problem for me, but a happy problem I'm not complaining about too much. So, and another boneheaded thing they did, if you had HBO Max, you have to download, they did a separate app for Max. You had to download the Max app too. And I feel like the interface and the subgenres within everything are somehow more limited and worse than HBO Max. HBO Max used to have a music or musical category that you could filter by in movies, and Max just doesn't. I was doing some research when we were trying to pick our June movie and seeing what all they had on there, and it is just kind of a pain in the ass to navigate. Amazon Prime still holds, in my opinion, one of the absolute worst interfaces because they will randomly have what is free to stream on Prime on there and then ones that you have to pay to rent or own just mixed in randomly, and I feel like it sucks. I hate Amazon Prime's interface. Their content's not bad, but their interface sucks dick. Not that that's a bad thing. Final thing, I'm going to talk a little season 2 of Yellowjackets. I talked about Yellowjackets quite a bit on here because I absolutely love the first season. Like, in my opinion, season 1 of Yellowjackets sits at a 9 out of 10 for me. It was almost perfect. It kept me constantly coming back every week. I would watch it as soon as I woke up before work in the morning when it dropped on Fridays. And it was just, I got to know and love the characters. I was invested in their storylines, both in present day and in the past. And how season 1 ended, I was locked in and I was so pumped for season 2. And I had talked about doing weekly recaps and breakdown of season 2 of Yellowjackets like I did on The Last of Us. But then season 2 came and the premiere episode didn't really do it for me. And then life got crazy for me too. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to touch on it sporadically throughout these mini episodes instead of doing weekly things every night. Because that was a lot for me with the regular podcast and everything too. doing those Last of Us ones Sunday nights as soon as it ended, coming, recording, editing, uploading. I was getting to bed. Not that anyone cares because it was all my choice. I'm getting to bed at about 1 a.m. those nights and then work the next day. But, so Yellowjackets, it just wasn't worth it. And this season just, it drug for me. There would be multiple times I wouldn't watch the episode until later on in the weekend. I forget when it would come out because it never really clicked for me. They never really found their groove. There were new characters that randomly popped up in the past, in those segments of it, where I'm like, well, where the fuck were these people in season 1? There was all this group of people, and then just, I don't know, I didn't dig it. I would give this season like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It didn't really do it for me. And even the finale episode, like they try to do something that kind of leaves you just, oh man, I can't wait to see where season 3 goes. But I don't care enough about it. I will still watch it, but I'm not like, man, I wish it was here right now so I could go right into this next season. I feel like some of the stakes have been lowered on it, and so it just lost some of its magic for me in season 2. So there's your fair warning for season 2 of Yellowjackets and my thoughts on that. I'm gonna end it there. Keep it very short and sweet. It's a holiday weekend. Everyone's coming back to work and trying to get caught up on everything, which is always hell, and things just pile up. Coming off a long weekend can be rough. Hopefully everyone got to have fun, stayed safe, and just stay tuned to our socials. I feel like I've done awkward pauses this, so I apologize. It's one of those. It is later at night. I don't know why I do this to myself. But stay tuned for the bonus Succession episode that will be dropping soon. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, and hell, start right now. Start on this video. Drop us what movies you want to see us do next and in July. And we'll throw those on the wheel. I'm counting this. This is the episode. I'm going to count it. So let us know. And we're excited to get you guys involved, try some new things. Not everything works. Hell, you guys might not even like these mini episodes. Let us know that too. If you're like, fuck, you're giving me too much to listen to, I can't keep up, just give me 1 a month, give me 2 a month. Let us know. We're open to feedback. We want to, we want to just do it for us. We don't want to please you, but we do. We like making people happy. We like hopefully giving you something to distract you, take your mind off things. If work's stressful, if life's stressful, we want to give you something to look forward to and try to be consistent, be here for you. So don't forget to go down once more, and we will see you later. Bye.